In this video, we are playing Plants vs. Brainrots, except the game is modded. As you can see loading in, the game looks pretty similar to the regular game. There isn't really too much that looks different. However, they added a bunch of things in this admin game that I want to go ahead and show off to you guys because a lot of the things they added is actually super insane. So as you can see right here, they have like the shop and stuff. It's just like the normal game. It has a few things. But now if you haven't seen on the left, there actually is another UI called panel, which they literally only added for this game. So as you can see, this is pretty much the admin panel that they have in the game. You can literally like set your money to any value. As you can see, I can literally give me like infinite. So yeah, I can go ahead and give myself a bunch of money, even though I don't think I'll need it for anything. Because I can literally spawn in anything in the game now. We can go ahead and keep on moving. So as you can see, there is a plant spawner. Alright, so I'll go ahead and just test out for you guys. We can literally just go and spawn the King Lemon, and we'll go ahead and just do the size 100. Or actually, I guess it won't let us do 100 for some reason. We can only get up to 10, but this thing is still massive. And yeah, we can go ahead and get rid of the regular cactus we have now. This thing is not going to do any damage. And yeah, now this King Lemon is just doing a ton of damage. We should be pretty good now. I think I'm going to keep the lane 2 to only 1 lane in this video, just because everything will go on the same thing. I think it'll make it easier. But yeah, let's go ahead and move on. Apparently, there also is the Brainrot spawner, where you can choose either for it to go in your inventory or for it to go on the pad. But yeah, apparently we can spawn any Brainrot inside of the game, so I guess we might as well go ahead and test it. Let's go ahead and see if we can spawn a pot hotspot. It's also rainbow. I think it should work, and yep, we can literally just spawn in straight up anything we want in the game. And I wonder if this massive King Lemon will actually be able to defeat this thing. I don't know if we will be able to do enough damage, but we might. We buy a couple frost grenades and throw them at him, and then maybe we'll be able to defeat him. It's gonna be pretty close, I'm not gonna lie, but I think we should be able to defeat him, and there we go. I have no clue how good or bad this thing's gonna be, but it's 222,000. That's pretty insane. I'm kind of curious how much better a neon version of that would be, so I went ahead and spawned in a neon pot hotspot. Alright, we went ahead and barely just defeated it in time before it got to the end, but now let's see how much better or worse this thing maybe is. So it's 185,000. Just slightly worse than the rainbow version, but yeah, definitely still pretty good. We can go ahead and spawn a neon godly Mateo that also only has 1 HP, as you can see. I guess this should be much easier than before. But yeah, this thing is 100 kg somehow, and it only gives 25k. I honestly thought it would be a bit better, but I guess this is as good as it's gonna get. I went ahead and spawned in a ruby bangalow, and this thing is absolutely massive. I can't even zoom out all the way to see it at the top of my screen, but yeah, this thing hopefully is pretty good. Let's go ahead and see how much money it gives. Let's go ahead and just buy another panel, and this thing gives 25k. Or wait, no, that's the Mateo. I can't even see what the number is. It's so high. Okay, here it is, 120,000 per second. But why is the text so far away from him? I don't know why. He must just be that big of a Brainrot, I guess. We can spawn the biggest Frigo Camelo that we can actually do, which is pretty interesting. But I want to go ahead and try and find or figure out whichever one of these secret pets actually gives like the most money, because I am kind of curious which one is the best out of all 3 of the different worlds. And yeah, we can also switch our biome over to the jungle biome in this game too. As you can see, if you don't have it unlocked, it looks pretty cool. We can spawn this big Areno armadillo, and it's also on tier 3 as well because we're in the jungle biome. So I wonder if we can find anything in here that's actually really good. I'm guessing the best Brainrots are probably going to come from this biome, so I'm going to go ahead and spawn in all of the secrets in here, and then we'll figure out which one of these is actually the best. Alright, here's this Relaxsaurus or Rexsaurus, whatever it is, and it's also in rainbow. I went ahead and just put it in rainbow. We'll see how good or bad this thing is. Hopefully it's pretty decent. So let's go ahead and come over here, and let's go ahead and take this thing out. It gives 1 million per second. Wait, that's actually super broken. That is definitely the best Brainrot that we have found so far, but we're gonna go ahead and discover the rest of them in the jungle biome, and we'll see if the other ones are any better. Alright, here's the next one right here, the Conerio, and it also only has 1 HP. I set literally to 1. These things are so easy to defeat right now. But yeah, the question is, how good is this thing? So here it is. We do have it 102 kg, and let's go ahead and whip this thing out. Here it is, and it gives 315k per second. So it's honestly a little bit worse than the Rexsaurus, but it's still pretty good. So let's go ahead and keep on going. We still have a few left. We have the Lob Mustardino right here, and this thing is pretty cool, but it's also in rainbow. So we'll see if this thing is also any better than the other Brainrots we got. Hopefully it is. It's also the same size pretty much. It's like a slight difference, but it shouldn't make that much of a difference. And what the, this thing's also 1 million. That is so OP. We'll go ahead and place that thing right there, and yeah, we are cooking right now. Let me go ahead and pick up these 2 because I am curious which one of these is better. So I don't think I can actually tell which one's better. However, the Rexsaurus is only 90 kg, and the other Mustardino is over 100. So maybe if this Rexsaurus was 100 the same kg as the Mustardino, maybe it would be slightly better. I don't know, but they are definitely pretty close. Let's move on to the next Brainrot, and let's see if this thing's any better. Alright, here it is. We have the Megalodino, or I think think is the name. And okay, where's even the tail for this guy? I don't know what happened, but we should be able to defeat him in an instant because he has 1 HP. And yep, there we go, and we have it in our inventory. Let's go ahead and see how good this guy is. If we go and take him out, he gives 960,000 per second. So that's also a pretty good brain rod. We can also go ahead and rebirth on this account, or not on this account, on this game, but I don't know if it'll really be any beneficial to me, but we'll go ahead and just do it because why not? We can actually go ahead and get a few rebirths. We can get the second one, the third one, we already need this Bombini Gusini, which we can literally just spawn in for ourselves, which is actually really OP. But yeah, I'm not too worried about the rebirths right now. Let's go ahead and actually, well, I kind of wanted to rebirth just to unlock the bigger island so I can get more plots to put more of these secrets in. But let's go ahead and go over here and spawn in the next one because I do want to see the rest of these. Alright, so the next one we have is the Mela Morta, just like so. And okay, this is the brain rod right here. It's a pretty decent size, but not too big. It's also a tier 3 as well, but let's go ahead and get this thing defeated. And now I'm curious if this thing is any better than the other ones, and what the, it's only 510k. That is nowhere near as good as the other one. So let's go ahead and spawn in the final brain rod inside of the jungle biome. So here it is right here. The name of it is Maestro Stuntufo, I guess, and this thing is pretty massive. This thing looks pretty good, honestly. It might actually be my best one. Let's come over here though, and let's go ahead and take this thing out. So how good is it? It gives, I actually can't even see the marker at the top. It's actually too big of a brain rod. Let me place it down and we should be able to see. Okay, 540k. That's actually not as good as the other ones, it looks like. So yeah, I guess that was all of the tier 3 brain rods that have been spawned in the game, and I guess the best ones or strongest ones that give the most coins are gonna be the La Mustardino and the Rexorus Hatcherini. I think those are the best two ones. And yeah, I went and spawned in another Mustardini just to see if it would give me the same amount of cash per second, and it literally gives me the same amount. So I guess literally it just proves that I guess the best brain rods to collect in the jungle biome are gonna be these two, like I mentioned. But there's also some other things we can do in here, like spawning in these like card pack guys, and they literally have 1 health like I put in. And if we go and defeat them, they should give me a card pack, I'm pretty sure, as well as the brain rod. I'm not sure if they do give me a card pack, but let's go ahead and just spawn in a bunch of them. I don't know how fast I can do it, but it seems like we can do it like every 1 second, so it's like a little quick. And okay, we do have a few of them running down the track, and we'll see if maybe any of these will give us more card packs. I don't know if I'm getting any for some reason. Maybe spawning them in doesn't give you any packs, I guess. That's kind of unfortunate. But actually, boys, I just realized the Rexosaurus is actually inside of the World 2 biome. Or not World 2, the Tier 2 biome. And I thought it was this one right here, but I guess it's the other, what is this one right here? The Megalodino. I guess I got confused by thinking this one was the other one. So definitely for the Tier 3, the La Mustardino is definitely the best one. I guess for Tier 2, we'll go ahead and try and figure that out. The Rexosaurus was pretty good, but let's go and spawn in all of the World 2 secret brain rods now, because I'm curious if any of these will give more coins than the other ones that I have gotten. So yeah, we have the El Tacarito. Let's go and see how good or bad this thing is. 315k, definitely not as good as the other ones, but we'll go and still place it down because why not? We now have the Meowtronzio, I guess is what the name of that one is, and this is it right here. Hopefully this thing is also, or not also, but is pretty good, and this thing gives 630s. I guess that's not bad, at least compared to some of the other ones, so I guess we'll keep it on for now. Alright, getting down to one of the last few, we have the Pepito di Polo, I guess is one of the World 2 secrets, and let's go ahead and get this guy defeated just like so. And this guy gives 588k, also pretty decent, but not too good. And then for the last World 2 secret, we have this thing right here. The Control Lazo is actually a pretty decent size. I guess we'll see how good this thing is once it gets defeated again. I also want to go and test something out with the fuse machine too before we end off the video. So let's go and see what this Control Lazo 567. I guess it's decent, but it's not too good. I want to come over here, so I want to go and fuse with King Lamone because I'm kind of curious what would actually be able to fuse with this thing. So if we go and place that in, it wants the Meowsy Sushini, I think. Alright, so I went ahead and spawn this one in my hand, and as you can see, it's pretty massive. So let's go ahead and fuse it with this other one, and we'll go ahead and fuse both of these plants and the brain rod. But it seems like it's gonna take me 7 minutes, and I can't skip the fuse. I don't know why. If I try to skip it, it just doesn't do anything. So I guess we'll come back in 6 minutes once this is finished. Although I also forgot, I probably should have spawned in this King Lamone in the rainbow version. So let me go ahead and get rid of this other one we have, and we should have gotten a rainbow one. Let me see. Okay, for some reason I guess it won't let us spawn it in rainbow, but we did get this thing in the ruby version. So if we place this down, it's 333,000 damage per second, and it's only at level 1. That's actually super OP. I wonder if it'll get to 1,000,000. So yeah, unfortunately we can't get any XP stars or anything like that to level up the plant, but I wonder if we just spawn in a bunch of these like secret brain rods that have like 1 HP, I wonder if it'll give my plant a lot of XP. So if we go ahead and watch these guys get destroyed, we can see the XP bar actually slowly going up. So I guess it's getting a decent amount of XP, but it's not like an insane amount. I think there's actually a few other things we can go and spawn though inside of the game. Like for one, we can go ahead and spawn in the Troll Mango. I don't know if a lot of you guys have seen this thing, but we'll go to spawn it in Ruby 2 so we can hopefully get this. And yeah, here it is right here. So if we go ahead and place this guy down, it actually does 306,000 per second, but I don't know why it doesn't have the troll face. I'm not sure why the face got changed right when I placed him down. That's kind of interesting. It shows the Troll Mango in my hand like just like so, but if I go ahead and place him down, for some reason it goes into into a mango. I don't know why. And if we pick him back up, it literally just turns into a normal mango. I don't know why it did that, but I guess you can see the troll mango from this phase. But we aren't able to see the damage of it, unfortunately. I guess there's not much we can do about that. Okay, I also went and spawned in the painter plant because I'm curious if this thing might be any good too. So here it is right here. And this thing is pretty massive. It gives 216,000 per click. That's or not click, per attack. That's actually pretty good. I think if we also went ahead and use a damage potion in here, we'd probably be able to get this above 1,000,000. We can go ahead and make this Tama Trio in the Ruby version, and it's also massive. Look at this thing. I didn't even know that any of these plants would actually get this big, and yeah, this is a pretty insane size. Just imagine if we were actually in the normal game, and this is what our garden looked like. That would be absolutely insane. But also, I think our fuse went ahead and finished, and yeah, as you can see, there's nothing. It's all done over there. And if we go and check our inventory, this is what we ended up with right here, the Lemo Zero, and we can actually go ahead and spawn this thing in. I didn't even realize that, but here is this bigger version of the Lemon Zero that we just spawned in. This regular version that we spawned in doesn't have any traits on it or nothing, so it only gives 37,000 per second. But I went ahead and spawned in this better one that's actually a bit bigger, and it literally gives 1,000,000 per second, so that's actually super good. I haven't been able to get any Brainrots though over 1,000,000, so maybe 1,000,000 cash might be the cap, or 1,000,000 per second might be the cap. I don't know. I went ahead and also purchased a damage potion as well. Let's go ahead and pop the damage potion because we should now have double damage for all these plants. And if we actually take a look behind, look at our DPS right now. Just for this one lane, we're doing 1.5 million per hit. That is absolutely insane. And there also is like cards in the game too that we could get, but for some reason I don't see them over here. I guess we just don't, or no, we're not a Hind of Rebirth. I forgot. Also, boys, we did forget about one secret. Actually, wait, hold on, I did it in the wrong thing. And that is this thing right here, the Hactini Adminini, and we have it in the tier 3 as well. So we'll go ahead and get this thing destroyed. And I wonder if this might be over 1,000,000. I am very curious, and we're about to find out. And here it is. I need to go ahead and place this thing down on a plot though, so we'll go ahead and do that and look up. And this thing gives 900,000 per second. So I guess it's also pretty good, but not as good as it looks like as these couple of other Brainrots we got. But yeah, I guess this is our pretty much completed base now, and we have probably the most insane Brainrots in this entire game right now. But yeah, whenever they do add more updates and add more plants and Brainrots, maybe we'll come back to this and show off whatever the new things that they did add. But yeah, boys, I guess that pretty much is everything for the video. Make sure you guys head over to my Discord server if you guys want. Link of that will be in the description. Make sure you guys also check out my ROBLOX UGC as well. As 40 over my shoulder is a pretty cool item. I really appreciate if you guys would buy it. And make sure you guys subscribe to the channel as well because we're on the road to 100k subs. I really appreciate if you guys subscribe. And yeah, thank you boys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.